The Philippines has long sought to modernize its infrastructure and boost its economy. For decades, the country has faced numerous challenges, from outdated transportation systems to inadequate public services. The need for a comprehensive overhaul has never been more urgent, as the nation strives to keep pace with its rapidly growing population and the demands of a globalized economy. China, with its deep pockets and ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, has stepped in with a tempting offer. This initiative, which aims to enhance global trade routes and infrastructure, presents an opportunity for the Philippines to leapfrog into a new era of development. Chinese investments promise to bring in much-needed capital, technology, and expertise, potentially transforming the country's economic landscape. This move has sent ripples through the region, raising questions about the Philippines' future direction and its relationship with both China and the United States. Historically, the Philippines has maintained strong ties with the U.S., a relationship rooted in shared history and mutual interests. However, China's growing influence in the region presents a complex dynamic, challenging the traditional balance of power. Will this be a win-win partnership or a Faustian bargain for the Philippines? The stakes are high, and the decisions made now will have long-lasting implications. On one hand, the influx of Chinese investment could spur economic growth, create jobs, and improve infrastructure. On the other hand, there are concerns about sovereignty, debt dependency, and the potential for geopolitical entanglements. The Philippines is at a crossroads, facing a pivotal decision that could reshape its destiny. The choices made by its leaders will determine whether the nation can harness the benefits of this partnership while mitigating the risks. It is a delicate balancing act requiring careful consideration and strategic planning. Accepting China's offer of economic assistance and infrastructure development promises to usher in a new era of prosperity, but not without potential pitfalls. The promise of modern highways, railways, and ports is enticing, yet it comes with strings attached. The terms of these deals, the transparency of the agreements, and the long-term impacts on the local economy and environment are all critical factors that need to be scrutinized. As the Philippines navigates this complex geopolitical landscape, the world watches with bated breath. The decisions made here will not only affect the Philippines but also set a precedent for other nations in the region. The global community is keenly observing how this partnership unfolds, as it could signal a shift in regional alliances and economic strategies. This is not merely a bilateral agreement, it has profound implications for the entire Indo-Pacific region. The strategic location of the Philippines makes it a key player in regional trade and security. Strengthening ties with China could enhance its role in the Indo-Pacific, but it also raises questions about the future of its alliances with other regional powers. The stakes are high, and the outcome will have far-reaching consequences for regional stability, economic alliances, and the balance of power. The Philippines' decision will reverberate across the region, influencing the strategies of neighboring countries and the policies of global superpowers. The Philippines' decision to engage with China so closely has sparked intense debate both domestically and internationally. Critics argue that the country risks becoming overly dependent on Chinese investments, potentially compromising its sovereignty. Supporters, however, believe that this partnership is a pragmatic step towards modernization and economic growth. Analysts and policymakers are closely scrutinizing the potential benefits and risks, while ordinary citizens grapple with the implications for their daily lives and the future of their nation. The debate is multifaceted, encompassing economic, political, and social dimensions. As the nation stands on the brink of a new era, the choices made today will shape the Philippines' path for generations to come. China's proposal includes massive investments in roads, railways, ports, and energy projects. These investments are part of a broader strategy to enhance connectivity and economic integration across the region. By focusing on these critical infrastructure sectors, China aims to create a more efficient and interconnected network that can support sustained economic growth and development. These upgrades are desperately needed in the Philippines, where infrastructure has long lagged behind its Southeast Asian neighbors. The country faces numerous challenges, including congested roads, outdated public transportation systems, and insufficient port facilities. These issues have hindered economic growth and made it difficult for the Philippines to compete with its more developed neighbors. Improved infrastructure could attract foreign investment, create jobs, and boost the overall economy. Foreign investors are often deterred by inadequate infrastructure, which can increase costs and reduce efficiency. By upgrading its infrastructure, the Philippines can become a more attractive destination for investment, leading to job creation and economic growth. This, in turn, can help lift millions of people out of poverty and improve living standards across the country. For a nation struggling to provide for its growing population, China's offer seems like a lifeline. The Philippines has one of the fastest-growing populations in the region, and its cities are becoming increasingly crowded. Many people live in substandard conditions, with limited access to basic services such as clean water, electricity, and healthcare. China's investments could help address these issues by providing the necessary infrastructure to support a growing urban population. The potential benefits are undeniable: modern transportation networks, reliable energy sources, and enhanced connectivity. These improvements can lead to more efficient movement of goods and people, reducing travel times and costs. Reliable energy sources are crucial for powering homes, businesses, and industries, while enhanced connectivity can facilitate communication and collaboration, both domestically and internationally. These improvements would not only facilitate economic growth, but also improve the quality of life for millions of Filipinos. Better infrastructure can lead to improved access to education, healthcare, and other essential services. It can also create new opportunities for businesses and entrepreneurs, fostering innovation and economic diversification. Ultimately, these changes can help build a more prosperous and inclusive society. The prospect of a brighter future, fueled by Chinese investment, is a tantalizing one. Many developing countries have already benefited from China's infrastructure projects, which have helped to modernize their economies and improve living standards. The Philippines hopes to follow in their footsteps, leveraging Chinese investment to achieve its own development goals. China's track record in infrastructure development is well established. The country has built some of the world's most advanced transportation networks, including high-speed rail lines that connect major cities and regions. China's expertise in large-scale infrastructure projects is widely recognized, and its ability to deliver projects on time and within budget has made it a preferred partner for many countries. From high-speed rail lines to massive dams, China has demonstrated its ability to deliver large-scale projects on time and within budget. These projects have not only transformed China's own economy, but have also had a significant impact on the countries where they have been implemented. By partnering with China, the Philippines can benefit from this expertise and experience, ensuring that its own infrastructure projects are successful. This expertise is particularly appealing to the Philippines, which has struggled to implement its own infrastructure plans. Many projects have been delayed or abandoned due to a lack of funding, technical expertise, or political will. By working with China, the Philippines can overcome these challenges and ensure that its infrastructure projects are completed on time and within budget. The sheer scale of China's proposed investments is staggering. These projects are not just about building roads and bridges, they are about transforming entire regions and creating new economic opportunities. The investments will cover a wide range of sectors including transportation, energy, telecommunications, and more, ensuring a comprehensive approach to development. Billions of dollars are on the table, dwarfing anything offered by other potential partners. This level of investment can have a transformative impact on the Philippine economy, providing the resources needed to address long-standing infrastructure deficits and support sustainable growth. The financial agreements will also include provisions for technology transfer and capacity building, ensuring that the Philippines can continue to benefit from these investments long after the projects are completed. This influx of capital has the potential to transform the Philippine economy and propel it into a new era of development. With improved infrastructure, the country can achieve higher levels of productivity, attract more foreign investment, and create new jobs. This, in turn, can lead to higher incomes, better living standards, and a more prosperous future for all Filipinos. The partnership with China represents a unique opportunity for the Philippines to achieve its development goals and build a brighter future for its people. Critics warn that China's generosity comes with strings attached. They argue that the Philippines could become overly reliant on Chinese loans and investment, leaving it vulnerable to economic pressure. The specter of debt-trap diplomacy looms large, with concerns that China could leverage its creditor status to extract political concessions. The recent experience of Sri Lanka, which was forced to cede control of a strategic port to China after defaulting on its loans, serves as a cautionary tale. The Philippines cannot afford to ignore the risks associated with excessive borrowing from China. Moreover, Chinese investments often come with Chinese workers and companies, limiting the benefits to local communities. This lack of technology transfer and local job creation could exacerbate existing inequalities and fuel resentment towards China. The Philippines must carefully weigh the potential benefits of Chinese investment against the long-term costs of economic dependence. A balanced approach, prioritizing sustainable development and equitable partnerships, is crucial to safeguard the nation's interests. Sovereignty at stake. China's role in the South China Sea dispute. China's offer is inextricably linked to its assertive stance in the South China Sea. This region, rich in natural resources and strategic maritime routes, has become a focal point of international tension. Beijing's actions are not just about territorial claims, they are about asserting dominance in a region that is crucial for global trade and energy supplies. Beijing has long claimed sovereignty over almost the entire maritime area, including waters within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. These claims are based on historical maps and records, which China argues give it indisputable rights over the region. However, these claims are contested by several Southeast Asian nations including Vietnam, Malaysia, and Brunei, who also have overlapping claims in the South China Sea. By increasing its economic influence in the Philippines, China hopes to gain leverage in this ongoing dispute. Through investments in infrastructure, trade agreements, and financial aid, Beijing aims to create a network of economic dependencies that could sway Manila's political decisions. This strategy is part of China's broader Belt and Road Initiative, which seeks to expand its influence across Asia and beyond. The Philippines has traditionally relied on its alliance with the United States for security in the region. This military partnership has been a cornerstone of Manila's defense strategy, providing it with advanced weaponry, training, and a security umbrella against potential threats. Joint military exercises and defense agreements have solidified this alliance over the decades. However, China's growing economic clout could tempt Manila to distance itself from Washington and align more closely with Beijing. The allure of Chinese investments, coupled with the promise of economic growth, presents a compelling case for some Filipino leaders. This potential shift in alliances could redefine the geopolitical landscape of Southeast Asia. Such a shift would have profound implications for the regional balance of power. A closer alignment between the Philippines and China could embolden Beijing's territorial ambitions and weaken the United States' strategic position in the Asia-Pacific. This realignment could also influence other nations in the region, prompting them to reconsider their own alliances and security strategies. The Philippines finds itself caught in the middle of a geopolitical tug-of-war between the United States and China. This delicate balancing act requires Manila to navigate its national interests carefully, weighing the benefits of economic cooperation with China against the security guarantees provided by its alliance with the United States. Navigating this complex web of alliances and rivalries will require deft diplomacy and a clear-eyed assessment of national interests. Filipino leaders must consider the long-term implications of their decisions, ensuring that they do not compromise their sovereignty or security in pursuit of short-term economic gains. The South China Sea is not just a territorial dispute, it is a flashpoint for broader geopolitical tensions. The region's strategic importance, coupled with its rich natural resources, makes it a critical area of interest for major powers like the United States and China. Control over these waters could determine the future balance of power in the Asia-Pacific. China's assertive actions in the region have raised concerns about its ultimate ambitions and its willingness to use economic and military power to achieve its goals. The international community watches closely, as the outcome of this dispute could set a precedent for how territorial conflicts are resolved in the 21st century. The stakes are high, and the world waits to see how this complex and volatile situation will unfold. Shifting sands, geopolitical implications, and regional stability. The Philippines' decision to accept China's offer has sent shockwaves through the region. Neighboring countries, many of whom also have territorial disputes with China, are watching closely to see how this development unfolds. Japan, Vietnam, and Australia, all wary of China's growing assertiveness, are likely to strengthen their own alliances and seek to counterbalance Beijing's influence. The United States, already engaged in a strategic competition with China, will face pressure to reassure its allies and maintain its presence in the region. The potential for miscalculation and escalation is high. The South China Sea is a crowded and contested waterway, and even a minor incident could spiral into a major confrontation. All parties involved must exercise restraint and pursue diplomatic solutions to avoid conflict. The Philippines' decision has added a new layer of complexity to an already volatile region. The coming years will be crucial in determining whether this development leads to greater cooperation or heightened tensions. Future prospects and opportunities. Despite the challenges and uncertainties, the Philippines' partnership with China also opens up a realm of new possibilities. If managed wisely, the influx of Chinese investments could spur economic growth, create jobs, and improve infrastructure across the archipelago. Enhanced connectivity and modernized facilities could pave the way for a more prosperous future for Filipinos. Images of bustling Philippine cities and modern infrastructure projects flash across the screen, a visual representation of potential progress. Moreover, the collaboration could foster technological advancements and innovation, with Chinese expertise aiding in the development of sectors such as renewable energy, digital infrastructure, and manufacturing. The Philippines could emerge as a significant player in the regional economy, leveraging its strategic location and robust workforce. Cut to video clips of renewable energy projects, digital infrastructure installations, and manufacturing plants in action. However, realizing these opportunities will require careful navigation of the geopolitical landscape and a balanced approach to foreign relations. The Philippine government must ensure that national interests are safeguarded and that the benefits of this partnership are equitably distributed among its people. A series of images and videos showcasing Filipino families, workers, and communities, emphasizing the human aspect of economic development. Ultimately, the future of the Philippines will depend on its ability to harmonize its domestic priorities with its international engagements. By fostering a climate of transparency, accountability, and mutual respect, the Philippines can harness the potential of this partnership to build a brighter, more inclusive future. The scene concludes with a panoramic view of the Philippine coastline at sunset, symbolizing hope and new beginnings. The story of the Philippines and China is still unfolding, and only time will tell how this chapter in their history will be written. But with strategic vision, prudent management, and a commitment to the well-being of its citizens, the Philippines has the opportunity to turn this partnership into a catalyst for positive change. As we look towards the future, it is crucial to acknowledge the challenges and risks that lie ahead for the Philippines in its partnership with China. Pause 2S. While the potential benefits are significant, the path forward is fraught with complexities. Concerns about sovereignty, economic dependence, and the social impact of foreign investments loom large. Pause 2S. Take, for instance, the issue of sovereignty. The South China Sea dispute remains a contentious point, with China's maritime claims overlapping with those of the Philippines. This ongoing conflict poses a significant risk to the stability of bilateral relations. Another pressing concern is economic dependence. While Chinese investments can boost infrastructure and create jobs, there is a risk of falling into a debt trap. The Philippines must ensure that it does not become overly reliant on Chinese loans, which could lead to financial vulnerability. Furthermore, the social impact of these investments cannot be overlooked. There are fears that an influx of Chinese workers could lead to job displacement for Filipinos, and that local communities might not fully benefit from these projects. Moreover, the Philippines must navigate the delicate balance of maintaining its alliances with other countries, such as the United States, while fostering its relationship with China. This geopolitical tightrope requires astute diplomacy and strategic foresight. Transparency and accountability are paramount. The Philippine government must ensure that all agreements with China are made in the best interest of its citizens, with clear terms and conditions to prevent any exploitation or unfair practices. Ultimately, the key to navigating these challenges lies in prudent management and a commitment to national interests. By fostering a balanced and strategic approach, the Philippines can mitigate risks and maximize the benefits of its partnership with China. In conclusion, while the road ahead is fraught with challenges, it is also paved with opportunities. The Philippines stands at a crossroads, and the decisions made today will shape its future for generations to come. Pause 3S. The narrative of the Philippines and China is still being written, and it is up to the Filipino people and their leaders to ensure that it is a story of resilience, prosperity, and hope.